first enemy that we have to deal with is not the devil, and it's not some demon, and it's not culture. Our first enemy is ourselves. It comes in before we were born, from our bloodline, from our parents. And what degree did the Apostle Peter have? Following the God of the universe around for a while. Not a degree, right? This is the main shadow of the judge. They begin to judge things correctly, but because they have catered to the idolatry of their own intellects, they're now gathering a tribe of people who are united only by the things that they hate. The Levites are the ones who started Moses and killed 3,000. So they're the ones
fucking idiot, nigga.
You're wrong, and you're right. You have a pastor who is saying that there's one thing that will separate all fire them immediately, and it's disloyalty. Who is this? King Saul, who is a Benjamin, fearing a rough day, and finances are tight. And so he comes up to you and said, the Lord said that you're supposed to give me $1,000.
Literally, yo.
Straight up, be like, you're a false prophet. Most of us just let us know that.
Yo, this game is so stupid. Shut up.
Sorry to be quiet. Are you doing this?
The most offended people who are offended by other people being apostles or prophets is because they went through all the levels to get their credentials as this or that or the other. So I'm never saying Christ. And the enemy knows what your prejudices are. Trigger your own weaknesses. Knowing that you are probably going to devil for your own screw ups. Everyone wants to get to high places. But you want to go higher first. Go back to the deep end. What's up? Are you okay? You like a good run? The craziest supplement sack of my life. You look like it. Honestly, pretty much all day I've just been awake. But I got a full stack. So I went to one of my doctors, and there's this weed treatment that I've been doing. Have you heard about that? Did I show you how much stuff they pull out of my blood? No. Cans like this big. Just metals, mold, plastic. Is that unusual compared to the normal person? That's pretty much what they pull out of people. And so my blood is like so oxygenated, it's crazy. And then I'm taking some stuff for like dopamine, glutathione, precursors. Like glutathione precursors makes your body and your mind produce more of the thing that's naturally good for you. Okay. Which is different than taking like just downstream. You can take glutathione, but I'm taking some supplementation to make your body create more glutathione, which is more natural, so you can absorb more of it. Okay. It sounds really cool. Epic, and it's the afternoon, and I'm just lit. I can tell. I love it. I'm lit, and I'm so over people's opinions. Before you go into the opinions, do you want to just give like a heads up where we're going? If there's something you want to hit real quick? Yeah. So this is what I think the mission of today's show is. Okay. You like that? Are you proud of me? Very.
I tell you to be
Shut the
quiet.
fuck up.
Jake wants me to put everything together perfectly. Just the perfect story.
You're finna get me banned.
Okay. That's what I'm
No, I'm promising you, you're finna get me banned.
Our first enemy that we have to deal with is not the devil, and it's not some demon, and it's not culture. Our first enemy is ourselves. And it comes in when we are, it comes in before we were born. It comes from our bloodline, it comes from our parents, it comes from the generational line that we're inserted into. And so my mission for today's episode is that we would understand if we are going to fall, not because the devil's tempting us, we got to stop blaming the devil for everything, but if we're going to fall because of our own flesh, where are our predispositions and our inherent weaknesses that we need to watch out for? If you're going to fall, it's going to be because of the type of person that you are and the things that you are drawn to and the things that you are afraid of. So we're going to go through some really cool, like almost psychoanalysis of the different archetypical personality type giftings and bloodlines that God's still using to this day. That's it. And I think that this is the oversight actually for the types of the five offices. You know, like the people can't talk to a pastor if they're an apostle. It doesn't work. You make yourself irrelevant. But anyways, they're so obsessed. But Paul was giving us this because like, here's an org chart. But I have all these different stats. It's not just the org chart that matters. It's also like what's the skill set that I'm hiring for? What's the experience that I need in this role? What's the energy profile for this person? So psychometrics. If you look at predictive index, Myers-Briggs, it's like there's a formative pattern with this person that makes them better at certain things and makes other things harder. Which is why, like, I profiled even you a while ago, not to see what you were good or bad at. I know what you're good at. I know what you're bad at. But what are you good at that is so hard for you that you don't like it and you shouldn't be doing it? It's an energy profiling. So it's almost like a psychometric viewpoint I want to give people from scripture that I think is really cool. And it will help you if you find yourself relating with one or two or three. It'll show you. The enemy knows what your predispositions are, and he's probably going to throw things right at you to try to trigger your own weaknesses. Knowing that you will probably blame the devil for your own screw-ups. And then he's like, oh. Do you know what's crazy about what you just said? You're making me realize something I never, ever considered. It seems like, at least in my experience of life so far, that the only one of the fivefold that you can truly know how to train for is the pastor. And the pastor is responsible for training the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists. He's in charge of all of them. But it doesn't look like that was anywhere in the New Testament. And I just had this feeling, I was like, I'm not trying to put you on a pedestal because I know how much you don't like that. But I'm like, is God having to tell Taylor Bunch some of this stuff so people can learn what to do to almost, in a way, self-regulate and inform people who are in power? Because is God having to tell Taylor Bunch that because we don't actually know how to train those offices if it's not a pastor who's in charge of the church, but we don't know how they're certified, like what do they know, what makes them even qualified to be a pastor, but because they have the term pastor, suddenly they're the expert on trying to do everything, and they're the arbiter of everything. I've never considered that. Yeah, that's such a disservice even to the pastor to put them into a position where they're like, of course, you're the expert on everything. It's like, the pastor, but you don't know what pastor they are. What does a pastor do? Based on the Bible stuff or based on it seems like the point of the pastor is supposed to be the one that provides the care, essentially, the counseling, the one that takes care of the flock. Like a friend of ours was saying, like Aaron Sanders, he was like, man, it's so funny that the 11 tribes, like the one person in the one tribe is more than all the other tribes. And so we give the term pastor. Pastor is so busy doing all the things that the 11 tribes should be doing that they don't get to do what they're supposed to do. The pastor is supposed to be the one that takes care of people. That's not supposed to be the thing you barely have time for. And it's either that or time with your family. Yeah, that's wow. You have different types of different types of pastors, so they shouldn't all be doing the same thing. Like you can have two locational offices that are going to do it totally different. And if they try to do it the same way, one's going to fall because it's different. So if you have a pastor who's like, you can almost look at what the fall line is. Like,
What do you think Party Chaos, man?
pastor is going to
Huh?
fall.
What do you think Party Chaos, man?
Maybe for like 10 different reasons. But
Damn.